The forest was alive with a ferocious crackling sound. The flames rose higher, licking at the branches and devouring everything in their path. Smoke billowed thick and suffocating, darkening the sky, and a fierce wind carried the heat like a burning breath. In the middle of this chaos, a mother dog named Luna stood tall and resolute. Her fur was singed to the edges, and her chest heaved with urgency. Around her, her 6 tiny puppies huddled close, their wide eyes filled with fear. They were no older than a few weeks, still wobbly on their legs but fiercely attached to their mother. Luna's heart raced. She could hear the fire crackling louder and louder, and the distant roar of the flames as they consumed the trees. She had no idea how the fire started, whether it was a lightning strike she had seen the night before or something far worse. All she knew was that her only priority was getting her puppies to safety. "Stay close, little ones," she whispered, though the wind howled so loudly that her voice barely made it to their ears. "Follow me." With a swift motion, she nudged the smallest puppy, a little brown one, closer to her side. The puppy whimpered but followed, their tiny paws scrambling to keep up with her quick steps. Luna's eyes scanned the surroundings. Every inch of the forest now a hazard. The air was thick with smoke, making it hard to see, but she knew this forest like the back of her paw. She'd spent her life here, running through the meadows and napping in the shade of the ancient oak trees. But now it was a death trap. As they moved through the underbrush, the fire surged behind them, stretching its fiery fingers, threatening to swallow them whole. Luna's instincts kicked in, and she veered left, guiding the puppies toward a narrow ravine, hoping the terrain might slow the fire down. Suddenly, one of the puppies yelped, frozen in place as a small branch caught fire and fell in front of him. Luna spun around, her heart pounding, and without hesitation, she dashed back. She nudged the puppy with all the strength she could muster, urging him to move. The flames crept closer, their shadows dancing menacingly across the ground. She could feel the heat on her fur, but her focus was unwavering. "Go, go," she urged. With a final push, the puppy snapped out his trance and sprinted to her side. Luna's heart swelled with relief, but there was no time to linger. The fire was relentless. She bolted toward the ravine once more, the puppies scrambling behind her. They reached the edge of the ravine just as the fire surged up behind them like a monstrous wave. The ground beneath her feet trembled, and Luna's ears rang with the roar of the inferno. But the ravine was their only hope. The wind howled like a living thing, pushing the fire forward, and Luna felt the heat on her back as she leaped down into the ravine. The puppies followed, some landing awkwardly, their tiny legs struggling to keep their footing on the rocky terrain. But Luna was there, guiding them, keeping them moving. Just as they reached the bottom, a massive explosion erupted from the forest above. A tree, struck by the fire, crashed to the ground, sending a shower of sparks and debris into the ravine. Luna yelped, instinctively shielding her puppies with her body, but the blast missed them by mere inches. The fire raged above, but Luna wasn't about to let it take her family. Suddenly, from behind, a rustling noise broke the tension. Luna whipped her head around, ready to confront whatever threat was lurking. But out of the smoke emerged a wild creature, an old, weathered wolf. His fur was patchy, and his eyes glowed with a knowing wisdom. Luna's fur bristled. Wolves weren't friendly to dogs like her, but this one wasn't threatening. His gaze was solemn, almost knowing. He stood tall, watching her carefully. "We must move," the wolf said, his voice rough like gravel but somehow soothing. "The fire is not natural. It's been set an ancient curse." Luna's mind raced. She didn't have time for questions, but she could sense the urgency in the wolf's words. "We don't have time to escape the fire," the wolf continued. "But I know a place. Follow me and you'll be safe." Luna didn't hesitate. She trusted her instincts, and something about the wolf felt right. She motioned for her puppies to stay close and followed the wolf, moving swiftly along the ravine's narrow path. The fire's roar grew quieter, but it was still dangerously close. The wolf led them deeper into the ravine until they reached a hidden cave. The entrance was covered with thick vines, which the wolf cleared with ease. Inside, the air was cool, a stark contrast to the inferno outside. The puppies huddled close, whimpering as Luna stood guard at the entrance. The wolf turned to Luna. "The curse is old, but it's not finished. There are others like you. You must prepare." Luna's eyes narrowed. She had no idea what the wolf meant, but one thing was certain. This was only the beginning. The fire had started something, and now it was up to her and her puppies to face whatever came next. For now, they were safe. But as Luna gazed out into the smoke-filled forest, she couldn't shake the feeling that her fight was far from over. The wolf's warning. As the wolf disappeared into the shadows of the cave, Luna's thoughts churned. What did he mean by others like you? What was the curse he spoke of? Her instinct told her the danger wasn't over. Not by a long shot. Luna pressed her nose to the cool stone of the cave, inhaling the strange scent of herbs that lined the walls. Something told her this place was not just a refuge. It was part of something bigger. Strange visitors. The next day, as the puppy slept soundly beside her, Luna ventured outside. The forest was quiet, eerily so. The smoke had cleared, but the landscape was now unrecognizable. What had been a lush, vibrant wood was now a wasteland of charred trunks and scorched earth. Yet, amid the devastation, Luna saw something odd. A figure, another wolf, larger and sleeker, with fur as white as snow, emerged from a mist. Luna's heart skipped a beat. She had never seen a wolf like this before, and the feeling that something was about to shift, something vast and mysterious, washed over her. The hidden power. The wolf with the white fur spoke in a voice as calm as the wind. The fire was meant to weaken you, Luna, but it has only made you stronger. The curse, you are the key. The balance is tipping, and the forest's fate rests in your paws. Luna's mind spun as she stared at the wolf. Was she truly the key to this curse? And what did she have to do with it? In that moment, she understood the fight for her puppies was just the beginning. What followed would be nothing short of extraordinary. The fire had unleashed something far greater than she could ever have imagined, and Luna was about to face a destiny that would change everything.